Gardeners everywhere swear by cardboard mulch. It's cheap, easy to find, and, well, it blocks weeds better than most store-bought mats. But for many folks, after a few months, the results are, honestly, a bit disappointing. The soil underneath stays flat and lifeless. Worms vanish, and instead of a soft fungal-rich layer forming, the ground turns sour and compacted. The culprit isn't cardboard itself, it's how it's used. The truth is that most people lay cardboard like a plastic sheet, sealing off the soil from air, moisture and microbes. And in doing so, they choke out the very fungal life that makes this method powerful. The secret to cardboard mulching that actually builds soil lies in how you layer it. And, how you let the fungi breathe. Most cardboard mulch fails because it creates an airtight barrier. When cardboard is laid down in large unbroken sheets, it acts like a seal. It blocks not only weeds, but also oxygen, rainfall and gas exchange. That might sound minor, but soil biology depends on airflow. Beneath the surface, millions of aerobic microbes and fungi breathe in oxygen and release carbon dioxide. When that exchange is cut off, the soil beneath starts to go anaerobic, meaning the good microbes die and harmful bacteria take over. The result is sour-smelling, lifeless soil that takes months to recover. This happens because standard corrugated cardboard, when laid thickly and wetted, forms a dense mat that traps water but doesn't let it drain. The air pockets collapse and the layers below become compacted. The fungi that should be breaking down the cellulose never get the oxygen they need to grow. The mulch, instead of feeding the soil, becomes a suffocating lid. To make cardboard work as a regenerative tool, it must act as a breathable cover, not a plastic tarp. The fungi that naturally decompose cardboard require small gaps and irregular edges to weave through. They feed on the cellulose fibers, breaking them down into humus-rich material that bonds with compost and creates structure. Without airflow, that process halts. Fungi don't grow in suffocation. They need a breathable pattern to colonize. Healthy soil fungi operate much like forest mycelium, branching through organic matter to connect nutrients and moisture across layers. When cardboard mulch is applied in overlapping slabs, it prevents this fungal web from spreading. But when applied in thin strips with small gaps between them, fungi can bridge those openings naturally, creating an interconnected network through the layers. The trick is to mimic the forest floor, where leaves and bark fall irregularly, allowing air and water to move freely. Lay your cardboard in 4 to 6 inch strips, with narrow gaps between each, just enough for a finger width of soil to breathe. This spacing allows oxygen exchange, while still shading out weeds. Once the strips are in place, the key is the layer above them. Most gardeners pile mulch directly on top, but the correct approach is to add a fungal starter layer, something coarse and rich in carbon, like half-finished compost or shredded wood chips. This encourages fungal colonization before bacterial processes dominate. The fungi will begin decomposing the cardboard edges, sending white hyphae threads through the gaps within days if moisture and air are balanced. A successful cardboard mulch system works because it supports fungal networks, not because it smothers weeds. To do that, the layers must breathe in the right ratio of carbon to nitrogen. The optimal ratio for fall and winter mulching is roughly 1 part green. That's nitrogen-rich material to 3 parts brown, which is carbon-rich. Start with the cardboard strips at the bottom, as described. Above that, spread a 2-inch layer of coarse compost or aged manure. This provides the fungi with a starter zone full of organic nutrients. Then add about 6 inches of browns, leaves, shredded bark straw or wood chips. The structure of this top layer is critical. Coarse materials allow air pockets to form and moisture to drain slowly, creating the ideal microclimate for fungi. If your garden is prone to drying out, finish with a very light scatter of green matter, like grass clippings or fresh weeds, to lock in humidity. The idea isn't to feed bacteria, but to give fungi enough organic nitrogen to start their network. Over the following weeks, fungal threads will travel upward through the compost and downward through the cardboard, stitching the layers together into a breathable, spongy mulch bed. If your cardboard mulch has already sealed up, it's not too late to fix it. Simply pierce or slice it in sections with a garden knife to reopen air pathways. Insert a garden fork vertically every few feet to allow gas exchange into the soil below. Then add a layer of coarse organic matter, preferably dry shredded leaves or half-decomposed compost, on top to absorb excess moisture and attract fungal regrowth. Over the next few weeks, the once suffocated layers will begin to recover. You'll notice the surface softening and white fungal growth reappearing near the cardboard edges. That's a sign your soil is breathing again. If the cardboard feels mushy, peel back sections and let it dry briefly before layering fresh organic matter. The goal is balance, consistent moisture, loose structure and constant oxygen flow. This repair method can also be used preemptively. Every season, lightly rake or lift a few patches of mulch to let in fresh air. Add a small sprinkle of compost tea or diluted molasses water to feed fungal growth and accelerate decomposition. The process is slow but steady, and the soil underneath becomes more resilient each year. The purpose of cardboard mulch isn't to trap the soil, but to transform it. When used properly, it acts as a scaffold that fungi and worms use to rebuild structure and fertility. Over time, those cardboard layers vanish into a dark, sweet-smelling humus full of microbial life. But when the layering is wrong, solid sheets, poor airflow and heavy compost, it does the opposite, starving your soil of breath. For gardeners working through fall and winter, this fungal-first method creates a living mulch that breaks down slowly, holds moisture evenly, and supports strong root systems by spring. It replaces the need for tilling, fertilizers and weed cloth with a natural, self-balancing process. So, if your cardboard mulch failed, the problem wasn't the material, it was how you used it. Let it breathe. Give it texture. Give it life, and fungi will take care of the rest. For more in-depth soil restoration techniques and regenerative gardening science, subscribe to Soil Doctor and share this guide with fellow gardeners. Every week we uncover the real mechanics behind soil health, practical, proven, and built on the biology that keeps your garden alive from the roots up.